And of course, we have on the line Mr. Noel Gunning, he's from rural Jamaica. Eventually went to live in Kingston. Yeah, Noel did engineering at Cast, and also uh, he taught at Holmwood Technical High School. That's in Manchester. He attended UWI. Noel Gunning was within the business of construction. Eventually migrated to the United States of America, and he's really for over 20 years. And he's been keeping in touch and monitoring what's happening here. And he listens to this program. Good morning, my friend, Noel Gunning.
Good morning, my brother. There's a lot that is not said about, and a lot Jamaicans don't understand about coming to the United States.
Yes.
I, of course, reacted to your statement about the great United States.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the half has not been told,
Right.
and Jamaicans need to take stock. When I left Jamaica, Jamaicans were lining up to come to this country because of the lack of opportunities in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's the same, but I don't think we understand the pearl that we have in the island called Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And that is why so many people gravitate towards and come and don't want to leave when we are hustling to get out of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to say that I grew up not understanding the charm and the pearl that we had. I grew up in a little place called Little London,
Mm-hmm.
and Negril was close by. We knew that we had great value in Negril because we go there on church trips.
Yes.
But I didn't quite understand what was meant when we said that at the time when Jamaica was really beautiful, still beautiful. I don't think I fully understood what was meant when we talk about beautiful Jamaica and the pearl that is Jamaica. So that is what I want to get Jamaicans to understand. That we have a country that is of great beauty, of great value. We have a lot of values as Jamaicans, and we need to begin to pay attention to it rather than to be trying to run out and run as some of us have done.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jamaica is worth the accolades that are.
Now, you tell me, you have been living in the United States, and of course, many persons believe, mark you though, persons who migrate, they do so because there's a lack of opportunities, especially in some very highly skilled areas. And some of them, they look in a better life. From time immemorial, persons will move from place to place. So that is a challenge. Persons feel that the opportunities do not exist here. And from where you sit, what do you think ought to be done? And what do you think is happening in the United States? Are the opportunities there? Are we just getting this picture of the United States being a land of milk and honey? It might be a land, but probably there's little honey.
No. America isn't a land of milk and honey.
Yes.
There are great opportunities in the United States. I will attest to that. But for those persons who are planning to immigrate, it's not going to be easy. Make sure you have your skills ready and ready for marketing, because America don't have anything to do with you unless you have something to market.
Yes.
You have especially a skill. You have to have a skill to market. So if you don't have that, go prepare. Prepare yourself. If you're planning to run, prepare yourself to have a skill before you come, because when you come, it's not peaches and cream at all.
When you say skill, you want to be a little bit more specific and tell us, based on your perspective, what are some of the skills that are in demand in the United States?
I am talking about the skills of plumbing, and I will tell you what it means. It means, when I'm finished, I'll tell you what it means for Jamaica.
Yes.
I'm talking about this like the skill, plumbing skill,
Mm-hmm.
mason skill, carpenter skill, and so on and so forth. Okay, those skills, America pays highly. You probably hear the equipment running in the back.
Yes.
America pays dearly for those kinds of skills. Um, Huge amounts of money is paid for like a mason, anywhere over $60 an hour.
What?
For a, yes, $60 an hour. 60, and I could be calling low because I'm dealing with old rates.
Right, right.
If you are a backhoe operator, if you are a unionized backhoe operator, it's more like close to 100, over $70. That's the kind of money you're talking about. So when you see somebody move from Jamaica to come to the United States with a skill, they already know what they are getting. Now, what it means for Jamaica, and I hear, last time I was talking to my friend, he knows about what the loss of skills is going to mean for Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling me that Jamaica is about to lose to Canada and America.
Yes, yes.
Nearly all the skilled persons that are left in Jamaica. That is going to be a blow to the development of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So we better take stock. We better take stock because we can't employ skills from the United States and Canada because we can't pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to try, and I'm serving notice that we have to try to keep the skilled labor that we have. And I mentioned first skilled labor. I'm not talking about educated labor now. I'm not talking about education. I still make money. I still make a living off the education that I got.
Right.
But I don't earn anywhere near what a skilled plumber, a skilled carpenter, and a skilled mason earn in the United States. And I will never earn that. I don't earn what a skilled crane operator. Do you know what a crane operator in the city on a high-rise building was earning?
How much?
A little while ago. They refused. I think it was $96 or $108 an hour, and that's not including the perks that come with it. That is what they were earning. It's true that it's difficult to get in there because you have to be taken in there. But the fact is that America pays for those kind of skills. So that's all I'm saying to Jamaica this morning. I'm just saying, take stock. I'm saying to the powers that be, listen up, take stock, because America and Canada will take every skilled person you have out of Jamaica.
I will know, especially
for the building of their country.
In the case of Canada, my understanding is that they are opening up now because Canadians are not willing to take up certain jobs, and they need more persons the further up north you go, where it's very cold. And I gather that in Canada you have now an aging population. That's a problem you're having in some countries. So they are looking for persons now of the productive age.
Yes, it's not only in the trades.
Yes.
Years ago, Canada had a system whereby they were attracting young professionals into Canada.
Right.
And top of the list was the engineers we train. The engineers that poor Jamaica train in the Caribbean. That's what they were looking at. And they were taking out, not only engineers, they were taking out the young doctors and the engineers out of Jamaica for work in Canada. You have to understand.
But let me ask you though, one might say I'm a mason, but I'm sure when they go to the United States, they're going to require that they have some form of certification. You have an idea as to what is required, because just to go there and say that you're a mason, I'm sure that is not good enough.
Well, there has to be certification.
Yes.
And there are ways to certify. Usually it's applied certification. You go take a test and you prove that you have the skills. And usually you can't do it outside of the US or outside of Canada. You have to go into Canada before you can do it. So you go in there as virtually a cobbler. And then when you do the test, you become a professional.
Yes. But even those who are in Jamaica who plan to migrate, you have the Heart Trust they offer training, and the last thing I heard government announced was that the training is not going to be free. So the point is, to what extent persons are taking up these opportunities just to say that you want to migrate, and as you said before, you're not equipping yourself. That's another matter. But another challenge that we're having in Jamaica, and I would love to hear from you, the perception that you have is the level of crime. I'd love to hear because I understand that there are many Americans who want to come home, but they are scared to come back because of what's your perception or what's your feel?
My brother, that's the biggest heartache for us living abroad.
Mm-hmm.
And I come at least once a year to Jamaica. I come quietly.
Okay.
But I'm still in touch with my friends, as I'm in touch with you.
Right.
And I still have an interest in Jamaica. Jamaica is the place that I still call home. And it hurts my heart, and it hurts our heart, all of us here, to hear what is happening in Jamaica. What is it in Jamaica? Why we there's crime here. There's crime here, but the crime in Jamaica seems to be more personal.
Yes.
What is it that is causing Jamaica? I grew up in Jamaica. When I grew up in Jamaica, this is the place I grew up in. We had one major crime up to when I left here. One major crime. Major crime of murder when I left here. I hear Little London is now a crime center.
Yes.
Capture Land is a crime center. Has anybody asked the criminal what is it that they are angry about? What is it that they are killing about? Because that's the root of the problem, you know. What is it that is wrong? What is it that is wrong where we are killing our own people?
It is my opinion.
What is wrong?
We need to carry out the research, you know. But it is clear to me that the way we are socializing our youngsters nowadays is quite different from the way that many of us were socialized years ago. And when I heard a member of parliament suggesting that we have stringent laws to deal with things that persons post on the internet, you know, those sort of gruesome scenes, especially accident scenes. I said to myself, law is not the way to go, you know, to deal with it. Because if you're brought up in such a way, you will just not do it. So if you do not socialize people properly, if you don't reward those who are good, then what is going to happen? It becomes a part of your culture, and you're just making more laws. And if you make the laws and the person...
That won't solve the problem.
Huh?
That won't solve the problem.
No.
That won't solve the problem. There are social roots to the problems that we have in Jamaica.
Yes.
Let me give you an example. I won't be long.
We go up until about 10:45.
No, that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at Reginald Aiken, close to Penwood Road.
Right.
And in the 1980s, Penwood Road used to be used as a shortcut.
Right.
To come down to Spanish Town Road, because that was the industrial heart of the city at the time.
Yes.
Okay? Things change. And nobody used Penwood Road. If you don't care for people, if you don't pay them mind, eventually you're going to get to a situation where they begin to hate. Hate fester up in the man's heart, in the man's chest. And eventually the man becomes, the person passing through becomes an enemy. And eventually somebody says to themselves, I better kill the man, you know, because he's not the friend at all.
Yes,
That's my take on it.
There's lack of love in the country and care.
That is the answer, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be more kind, more loving, and show more empathy to people who are less fortunate than ourselves.
Yes. And then there are many who are saying that the family unit simply is not working. But then, as I said to many persons, before you had challenges with the family, had single parent families, but the culture was so strong, and the way you were brought up, when you went to school, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. Now at school, the kids go to school and do what they want to do, and they seem to just get away with it. And what you're lacking is leaders, you know. You need leaders who are willing to say, this is where the people want the country to go. Let us lead the people into that direction. And that, I think, is where things are lacking.
That is what we are lacking.
Yes.
We're lacking leadership because the leadership that is supposed to have been taking care and taking over, the leadership has left. There's a void of leadership in the country.
Yes.
So, what we are left with is what my friend called what left. What left?
Yeah, what left?
What left? What left leaders?
You remember that term? What left?
What left?
Yes.
We're left with what left?
And then you find that the whole country is deteriorating. Like, even in broadcasting, for example, standards have fallen in everywhere you go. And you find persons, you listen to the music. And even the music that you hear, it's reinforcing behavior and attitudes that really can't build a nation at all. And that is why, that I'm hosting this program, that we can talk about these things, and I'm hoping that those who are in the private sector will understand what's happening and support those of us who are trying to change gear and change the highway that we're on, because we're on a highway that I don't know where it's going to take us.
My brother, if it's all about making money, we are doomed.
That's a priority in Jamaica. It's all about making money.
If it is all about money, Jamaica is doomed. Let me tell you something. In the end, money don't mean nothing. And I'm quoting my friend again. When you boil it down, material things, he says, don't mean nothing. Because it can do so much, it can buy so much, but after you buy so much, how much more you want? How much more can you buy?
And when you reach a certain point in life, what are you going to do with it? I said to put it in the coffin.
What are you going to do with it when the time comes and the master call you and it's time for you to lead it? The only thing you can do is gateway.
Gateway? You mean then take it where? And by the way, that's part of the problem. So the problems we have in Jamaica, because the moment you're about to go home, you see, all the birds that fly high up, they come down to pick up all the dead left. Oh, yes.
So the problems are not created anywhere else. They are created right here in Jamaica. And we don't seem to want to sit down and think about what we need to do to drag ourselves out of this quagmire that we are descending into.
Yes. But how do we do it? We have another probably 3 minutes or so. From where you sit, what do you think now? If some major things that we can do to change gear, because many of us feel that we're in the wrong gear right now.
First of all, leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Next is dialogue with the people, and when I say the people, I mean the small people too.
Mm-hmm.
You know how much decent people in a city in Kingston?
Yeah, man.
And in a rural Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents.
Mm-hmm.
Our parents. Decent people, good people, We need to begin to talk to them to find out exactly what it is. Talk to granny. Talk to the old mothers and so to find out what is happening. What is causing all this thing to fester and cause man to take up gun and go shoot somebody. You know, reason at all.
And there probably is a disconnect, between those who have been privileged with higher education. The same way years gone by, we should talk about the black and white. But nowadays, I think there's a gaping hole.
A prejudice.
Yes, between those who are educated, those who are not. And I think that there's lack of communication there. Those who are educated, they think they know it all. And therefore, they try to head one way. And those who are at another level, they're just sitting by. As a matter of fact, you hear on radio all over the place, that person should go on a board because the person is educated.
Well, look here. We mustn't forget the schools, because the schools are the ones who put it in the head of those who they get as students, that they are, by the time they come out of school,
yes,
better than the average Jamaican. So
yes, man.
He leave go to school in Kingston and he come back home a damn idiot. He come back home an idiot. He can't talk.
Yes.
He can't talk to his people. He don't know how to find anything. He can't do anything because they train him to be a damn fool. I
remember I did something some years ago, where a youngster, He left his family, poor family in country, you know, and said, "All right, Daddy, me I go to college and university." So when he came back, this was his speech. We are basically an agrarian society. And unless we are cognizant of the effect that any structural changes will have in the economy, then we cannot hope for any amelioration of the situation, which is fast becoming untenable. Yeah, Poopa. I worry that he must say, bruh. All right? So that is also a problem. I listen to my leaders talk. I said to myself, I wonder who they are communicating with. My friend, I want to thank you very much. Any final point you want to make? And I'm glad to have you. Feel free to come back again, because we need to hear what those who are living overseas to give us that perspective.
It's a long story. We can't cover it in one session.
Right.
We have to try. But let me just wish you, before I go, all the best in your programming, and ask for support for your program. I think it's a good program, and I think you are the best person from where you coming from. I know exactly where you come from.
Yes.
To tell Jamaicans exactly where we have veered off track and how to get back on track. My friend, I wish you well.
Thank you very much, Noel Gunning, a man who is in the United States looking at Jamaica and telling us what it is like there, and for us to understand that we can make it better on this little rock. Thank you very much, my brother.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful day.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Be in touch.